This is the Pepsi that your father drank. And his father drank before he met your grandmother. This is the first Pepsi on the moon.
What?
No.
Okay, fine. This might be the first Pepsi on Mars. This is the Pepsi for this model. And his mom. Hi, Cindy. Show him how it's done. This is the Pepsi that was right for Ray. And your Uncle Drew, who is
Still breaking ankles.
This is the Pepsi that's back from the future. And back for one last ride. Boom. This is the Pepsi that Britney once popped. And this one is for the king of pop. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
So for those who don't know or unsure, Pepsi is a soft drink / a soda, and it is manufactured by PepsiCo, which is actually what I'm kind of focusing on, is Pepsi products as a whole, but we're going to focus on Pepsi for now. And it was born in North Carolina, yay, 1893 by Caleb Bradham. As far as region goes, it's pretty much prominent everywhere. You can get Pepsi from convenience stores to Walmart to drugstores. Pretty much everywhere, that's where it is. Demographic wise, the age is going to range from 14 to 30 years old. That is their actual target market. Doesn't matter, female, male, family size also doesn't matter, but they typically want to focus on the youth and middle-aged people. Now you can tell this by viewing some of their ads and who represents Pepsi. You have Beyonce, you have Britney Spears, then you have Kendall Jenner, and this actress lady who I'm not actually sure is what her name is, but yeah, you have her too, and then you have Mariah Carey. So you have all these big stars that, and Beyonce again, but you have all these big stars that are prominent within the youth and middle-aged people. I'm doing my assignment on Pepsi. I'm going to get into my primary data, which is my survey questions, and I did in fact ask more than 5 because I felt like I couldn't get the information that I wanted from just 5 questions, so I asked a few more, and all the people that I surveyed seemed to be okay with that. My first question was, of course, do they drink Pepsi? How often do they get this product or Pepsi products in general? Why do they or why don't they drink Pepsi? Would they consider themselves to be brand loyal to Pepsi? Does the slogan, born in the Carolinas, have any effect on their like or dislike for the product? And have they seen a commercial for Pepsi recently in a Super Bowl or on a regular advertisement? And does this influence or convey their urge to buy more Pepsi? Okay, so the first person I surveyed was 35, a female from South Carolina. Her answer to the first question was yes, she does drink Pepsi. Second question, how often? Well, she says that she used to buy it 24/7, but because of health things, she's cut back. Why does she drink Pepsi? She said because her father drank Pepsi a lot when she was younger, so she's always drunk Pepsi ever since she was little, so that's why I said, would she consider herself to be brand loyal? She said yes, but to a certain extent. She said she prefers Pepsi, but let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that Sprite at Food Lion has a better sale or a better deal. She might just buy the Sprite, depending on what her wallet's saying. So, kind of gotta balance it out, is what she's saying. If she has the money, she'll buy Pepsi, but if she don't, she gonna get the cheaper one. Okay, does the slogan born in Carolina? Well, her answer that was like no. The slogan doesn't have any effect on whether or not she likes or dislikes the product. Have you seen a commercial? She said she has seen a few commercials and that it does in fact influence her urge to buy Pepsi. Her specific statement was, ooh, that Pepsi look good. I'm gonna go buy that Pepsi. So, hey, the commercials are doing their job. You see them, and they're like, and they're drinking it, and then you're like, I'm getting kind of thirsty now. I want a Pepsi. So she says the commercials work, and she makes them Pepsi. Surveyor number 2, who was 3 years old and a young boy. I actually did change a few of the questions so that he could understand them. Really smart 3-year-old, I know. My first question was, does he drink Pepsi? He said yes. I asked him why he drinks Pepsi. Yes. He said it's because he likes it. Legit. And then I said, Coke or Pepsi? I gave him the option, and he said Pepsi. And I was like, okay, so I'll take that as being brand loyal. He chose Pepsi over Coke. Pretty straightforward. And I also asked, when he sees Pepsi on TV, does it make him want a Pepsi? Well, first I asked him, does he see Pepsi on TV? He said yes. And then I asked him, well, when he sees it on TV, does it make him want Pepsi? He said yes, it makes him want Pepsi. And I also asked him just to make sure that he knew what Pepsi was. I said, what color is Pepsi? He goes, blue. And I was like, yep, pretty much got it. So that was the information from a 3-year-old. He liked Pepsi too. My third person I surveyed was of the age of 13. She was a female, and she is also from North Carolina. Her first answer was yes, she does drink Pepsi. Not very much, she added. And she said she usually only drinks it because her mom buys it, or if she's just really thirsty, she will drink it. So it's not really like she chooses it. It's more like a last option, or like if that's the only thing to drink, then she'll drink it. Does the slogan have any effect? She said no. And she also asked her. I also asked her if she considered herself brand loyal. She said no to that as well. And she pretty much said no to all the other questions, like whether or not she's seen on commercials. She said no, and would it affect her? She said no. So she wasn't really a big Pepsi person, but she would drink it. Is what she was saying. Surveyor number 4 was of the age of, I don't know, I think 40s, I think, but she was a female, and she's also from North Carolina. She does drink Pepsi. She said 3 to 4 times a day. And her reasoning was because it has a lot of caffeine in it. It gives her the energy that she needs throughout the day to work and stuff. She said she is very brand loyal. She said that whenever she goes to restaurants and stuff, you know how you sometimes you'll ask, like, do you have Coke or Pepsi? She's always that person to be like, do you have Pepsi product? And if not, then she'll settle for Coke. But typically she wants Pepsi. So she would consider herself to be very brand loyal. She said the slogan doesn't have any effect, and she actually said that she didn't see any commercials, but during the Super Bowl or any Pepsi commercials lately. But she said whenever she does, that it does give her the urge to buy Pepsi. And then the last person I surveyed was the age of 20, and he was a male from North Carolina. He said yes, he does drink Pepsi once or twice a week. The reason why was because he said it satisfies his needs with certain foods. So I'm assuming that means that he drinks it after certain meals, or maybe just after certain foods that he eats. I don't know what you drink with Pepsi. I don't drink anything with. He said that he was not brand loyal to Pepsi, so until I asked him if he had seen a commercial for Pepsi recently. He said yes. Specifically, he did say he's seen the Super Bowl commercial. And does this affect him? He said no. So those are the 5 people I surveyed. As you can see, I have people of all ages, from the youngest being 3 to the oldest being in their 40s. So I tried to get out of the demographic, but also stay within it. So I had your people that was 14 to 29, and also had your outliers. So I pretty much got a good basis of information, and so I'm just going to apologize for the video being so long, just because I had so many different answers that I wouldn't include them all. But hope this was informative of